Hi, I'm Nancy Carney. I'm the artist behind this month's Local Life cover. Here's a peek into my process. I'm a lifelong artist. I have an art degree, a four-year art degree from Miami University in Ohio, not the Florida one. And I didn't start out as a fine artist. I started out as a commercial artist. I was a package designer for a lot of years, designing some exciting things like bread bags and candy wrappers and ice cream cartons, things like that. My husband was also in the packaging business, so that's where we met. We met at work. And at that time, that industry moved, we moved a lot. He changed jobs, they transferred him. So, every time we would move, he would have a great new job and I'd have to start over. So by that time we had a couple kids and, but being a freelance artist was very conducive to that because I could always work a little bit, even when my kids were babies. I did product illustration, I did book illustration, lots and lots of commercial work. Maybe about 25 years ago, my husband said, guess what? We're going to move to Minnesota. And I said, okay, I will move again, but I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work. By this time, kids were teenagers, and, I said, no, not going to start all over again. So what I did was started taking different painting classes, even though I had a background in art. It was more commercial art. I took some watercolor classes. I took acrylic classes, oil, all kinds of different mediums. And eventually I had a gallery in Minnesota, in a building with a lot of other artists. So that was really that was kind of my dream come true, to have my own gallery. But then my husband retired, and I thought I was retired too. I came here to South Carolina thinking I was retired. But that's not the way it happened. So I was invited to join the Pluff Mudd Gallery. It has been a wonderful experience. Maybe you never really retire from being an artist. It's more of a lifestyle than a job. So I don't know. I still enjoy creating things, and that's kind of where we are today. When I first moved here and heard about the turtle rescue, I thought, I so have to do that. We had visited this area a lot before we moved here, so I was aware of the turtles. So I thought, I really want to do that turtle rescue. Then I found out they meet at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that didn't happen. I'm not an early riser, but I love the turtles, and I always participate in their, they have a show coming up that raises money for the turtle rescue. When I talked to Jeremy about this, I said, well, tell me what you want. Do you want, different colors? Do you want the maps? He said, yeah, you could put the map. I said, do you want something about local life? He said, well, if you do local life, make it small. So if you look right here, this is from the June magazine. I have to put on my paint splattered apron. I think every artist should have a paint splattered apron that kind of says, now I'm at work. I usually play music, classical music or just instrumental, so the words don't get in the way. Start with a rough sketch to kind of work out the size, where everything's going to go. Then, especially if it's going to be a big painting, I do a black and white sketch, I do a value sketch, and I do a color sketch. So by the time you're ready to do The big one, it's just like doing a coloring book. I've already worked out all the problems. There's nothing like getting halfway through and being like, oh no, now what do I do? This should have been over here. I have a lot of ideas. Some artists I know or people who are just starting out say, oh, I want to paint, but I don't know what I want to paint. I don't have that problem. I could live to be 190 and I would not run out of ideas. I don't have enough hours in the day to do all the ideas. So I don't know. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. Other times I'm inspired by something. You know, I'll see somebody else's painting that I'm jealous of. And you can't copy, that would be wrong, but you can be inspired by it. And it might be the way the light is hitting something or the color scheme, you know, like using orange and purple. I'll be like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. So I will be inspired by, you know, one of the elements of the painting. Practice, practice, practice. You can't practice enough. Just do it. Don't worry if it's good. Don't worry what other people think of it. Just keep doing it. Be playful. Just keep doing it. You wouldn't take 3 piano lessons and expect to play at Carnegie Hall. You wouldn't play tennis once a year and think that you'd be any good at it. So just keep doing it. Whatever you create today, that's where you are today. Tomorrow will be something different. And just like any skill, it can be learned. If you have the desire to do it, it can be learned.